fined if you have too much ice and fined if you use too much salt. How a new Madison ordinance will cost you if you put too much down.
Plus, a family in Marquette County opens their home to dozens of exotic animals rescued from an unhealthy Milwaukee home. Why they say they had to help out. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. Thank you for joining us. This is what a lot of us were doing this morning after waking up to some pretty substantial snowfall. And when the shoveling is done, it's also common to throw down a little salt to keep the ice away. But now the city is rolling out new limits on how much salt residents can use to clear ice and snow. And with those limits come fines.
Now, officials say the idea is to help educate people on the harm that extra salt can have on local lakes, rivers, and groundwater. Our Armand Rahman explains the new ordinance, including how much you could pay.
If you think parking fines are bad, try shaking out cash for shaking out too much salt on your sidewalk.
Don't rely in the salt to do the job to have the sidewalk clear.
If a building inspector thinks you salted more than you need, they'll issue a notice, giving you 8 to 10 days to clear it.
We understand that not all of the sidewalks are totally flat. You know, we have hills there, here and there, and so we will evaluate every single condition.
If the extra salt is not removed, you could face up to $50 for the first offense and up to $100 for the second offense.
It seems like a lot of money, especially given taxes around here and everything.
City officials say if you follow this procedure, it's easy to minimize salt use. After you've cleared your sidewalk of snow and you see some ice, pour a little bit of salt there and then immediately clear that away once the ice melts.
That salt, you know, is used to basically melt the ice. Is not used for traction.
According to the city, the fines are not the point. It's about educating people about the dangers of too much salt getting into the area's lakes and other waterways.
We rely in the underground water, and you know, all the infiltrations and things like that, you know, it can be affected too. And that is even most important because it's the water that we drink every single day.
It can also be dangerous to the elderly, disabled, or others on sidewalks.
That's people who really love dogs. Like, you know, I know dog paws are also pretty important to a lot of people, so we're pretty okay with it.
Which is why you're urged to use the free sand provided throughout the city, or please, salt responsibly.
To be honest, you know, building inspection is not doing any enforcement for money. It's for the safety of people.
It was Armand Rahman reporting. If you don't clear any of the ice and snow from your sidewalk, the city will fine you $124 for the first offense, $187 for the second. Last night's snow making for some pretty scenic views today all across southern Wisconsin. With the nice views, of course, comes its own set of new challenges. The city of Madison has declared a snow emergency. That means alternate side parking rules are in effect. The city is urging people to find off-street parking options for the next couple days as crews work to remove all this snow.
And we're seeing a little more tonight. Let's find out how much we're expecting to get. Here's Julian Seawright.
Well, we are already starting to anticipate, well, actually experience a bit of that light snow as we continue throughout the rest of tonight. And although this snow is breathtaking, we are looking for even more of it as we get into our morning hours of Friday and then even more into our Friday afternoon. But let's go ahead and see what we're looking at right now. We are getting another band of some light snow to the western parts of Madison and Dane County, but it's going to start to make its way throughout the rest of the area once we get into closer about the midnight hour. But as we go throughout the rest of tonight, the one good thing is that it's not going to be a whole lot or as significant as it was earlier into our overnight hours just yesterday. We are going to be looking for temperatures to fall, though, folks. And what that means, well, since we're going to be below freezing, we could be seeing some icy conditions in some areas. So make sure that you are being mindful of any kind of treacherous roads and travel for tomorrow morning, and especially going into around the lunchtime hour. Wind speeds are going to be rather breezy overnight, but nothing too crazy. And on top of it, temperatures will be into the upper 20s and steady into those temperatures throughout the course of the night. We'll talk about what more we can expect as we get ready for our weekend in just a few moments. Till then, back to you. you guys.
Thank you, Julian. And you bet several kids in the Madison area took advantage of the fresh snow and the first snow day of the school year. There were more than 90 school cancellations and delays, including the Madison School District. So tonight, we're taking a closer look at what goes into that decision to keep schools open or to give kids that coveted snow day. MMSD spokesperson Tim Lamont says it depends on each storm and is largely dependent on the safety of the commute for those who drive and those who walk to school. He says it's a decision made with a lot of input.
The City of Madison Police Department are always a good partner in providing us additional information on what's happening in our roads. And then we also consult with all of our surrounding school districts.
And that includes sharing information between the districts. And when Madison schools close, that also affects other activities the district runs, such as those through MSCR. And there's sure to be more school cancellations and delays this winter. To get those notifications on the go and stay up to date with all things local weather, check out our free First Warn weather app.
Next tonight, a 51-year-old man has been arrested in connection to a shooting. It happened on Madison's north side last Friday. Officers arrested the man yesterday on a tentative charge of attempted first-degree homicide and being a felon in possession of a firearm. This happened 5 days ago when a 36-year-old man was shot inside the hallway of an apartment building on Calypso Road. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. We have not gotten an update on that individual's condition. With fewer shots fired and stolen car incidents in Madison over the summer, Police Chief Sean Barnes says the department is moving forward with a new way of policing next year. Summer statistics showed a 5% reduction in stolen vehicles, a 21% reduction in shots fired, even when compared to the last 5 years. They now enter a phase where they assess the data before unrolling a plan for 2023.
Next year, I'm fully excited, really excited about bringing on stratified policing. We have some training that's going to start in a couple of weeks here in December. And then we're going to carry that training up until the summer and be able to go forward with our full implementation of stratified policing.
Chief Barnes says it's a three-pronged approach that involves problem solving, accountability, and data analytics. He also addressed the elephant in the room. 3 arrested officers in his department last month. Find out what he had to say. We have a story linked at channel3000.com.
And also new at 10, Madison police are releasing these surveillance images in hopes of identifying this man. They say he was caught on camera spray painting several locations across the city, including vandalizing the UW Hillel Foundation building, the Lowell Center, and an e-bike station last week. If you have information, you are asked to call police. The planned strike for Red Cross employees in Wisconsin has been called off after a new agreement is reached. This comes after 16 months of negotiations. The new agreement includes retroactive bonus payments for 2021, retroactive 6% pay raises for 2022, and another 3% raise for 2023, as well as enhanced benefits. The strike had been planned for December 23rd, coinciding with the Red Cross's annual holiday blood drive. There are a lot of people who call themselves animal lovers, but how many would bring in dozens of them into their homes with less than a week's notice, no less?
A family in Marquette County is doing just that after the animals were rescued from an unhealthy living situation in a Milwaukee home. Tahalil Mohdin got a look at their operation and shares why they say they couldn't help but to step in.
At Jennifer Phillips's home,
and then Alvin.
the animals outnumber the people, 13 to 1.
We've always had a real big love for animals, and it just kind of expanded from there.
It's in part because of their biggest rescue effort to date.
Something that I needed to do.
47 animals surrendered into their care.
It was a leap of faith.
It all began a few months ago when Jennifer saw a gap in service. Dozens of exotic pets like ferrets, chinchillas, and pigeons in need of care, and their owners in need of a place to surrender them judgment-free. But first, she had to get her husband on board.
Kind of shocked, I guess you can say.
Richard Phillips is an animal lover himself, but believing it would be a huge undertaking, he had some reservations.
I would say quite a few.
But he also knew what his wife was capable of.
It's amazing to see the drive and the dedication that she has.
Beginning in August, they launched their nonprofit, Silver Lining Rescue and Rehabilitation, typically taking in 1 or 2 animals at a time. But when they heard about a situation in Milwaukee where dozens of animals were living in filth, not receiving proper food, and in cages under piles of junk,
A really horrible situation.
they were willing to live with the inconvenience.
Absolutely. Anytime. They're just such special little animals, and they didn't ask for this. So someone's got to be their voice.
The Phillips have plans to expand their nonprofit, hoping to open a space outside their home. For anyone looking to support Silver Lining Rescue and Rehabilitation, you can head to their Facebook page for more information.
Tahlil, thank you. And new tonight, a downtown Madison bar facing nearly 100 charges, accused of allowing dozens of underage people to drink inside. In early September, police say they made contact with 143 people inside City Bar on State Street. Of those, only 6 people were over 21. City Bar has until December 28th to either accept the penalties or decide to challenge those charges. The forever chemicals known as PFAS are one step closer to being regulated across the state. Wisconsin's Natural Resources Board unanimously approving a measure this week to list PFAS as a groundwater contaminant, which means the DNR can set limits on how much of the chemicals can appear in groundwater. The board previously approved limits for PFAS in the city water sources. The new rule would affect roughly 1/3 of Wisconsinites who use private wells, and environmental advocates called this vote a win.
Many people from Marinette and Peshtigo, from La Crosse, from across the state have spoken out and demanded action. It shouldn't have taken that much effort, but I think the voices of those concerned residents are carrying the day and have real power.
They've been pushing for a rule like this for a while. In February this year, the Natural Resources Board rejected a similar rule over concerns from the state's business lobby. The limits will still have to be set for PFAS, likely coming early next year.
And a huge congratulations in order tonight for Miss Wisconsin, who tonight brought home the title of Miss America. Grace Stanke is a UW senior who is studying nuclear engineering. She's a Wausau native and can now add Miss America to her list of accomplishments.
Now, we ran interviews with her a few months ago. She is impressive, incredibly bright. Congrats to her. Well, still ahead tonight, your updated forecast as another band of snow moves through.
Plus, a groundbreaking ceremony for the start of the bus rapid transit system. Stay with us.
Energy is everywhere, even in a little seedling, which, when turned into fuel, can help power a plane. At Chevron's El Segundo refinery, we're looking to turn plant-based oil into renewable gasoline, jet, and diesel fuels. Our planet offers countless sources of energy, but it's only human to find the ones that could power a better future.
Hey, thanks for working through the holidays.
Clara, Dad says you're working over Christmas.
Here you go, Mrs. Carson.
Let me pay you.
No, you're not going to pay me.
We are the helping hand.
Ollie, happy holidays, Clara.
Thanks for everything you do, Clara.
We couldn't let you be alone for Christmas.
We put you straight.
Oh my gosh,
What does dry skin feel like?
It was really scaly. Like a pet lizard.
New Dove Body Wash with Microbiome Nutrient Serum transforms the driest skin in one shower.
I feel amazing. I feel like put on a really good dress. Your skin's full of life again.
New Dove Body Wash.
Got up with the things to do this week.
You pour your heart into everything you do, which is a lot. So take care of that heart with Lipton. Because sipping on unsweetened Lipton can help support a healthy heart. Lipton. Stop chugging, start sipping.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who'll keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Let us know, let us know, let us know.
I get to hang out with my girl, Gabrielle Union. Plus, a music moment with PJ Morton. Then, Michael McIntyre.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Welcome back. Madison's B-Cycle closing up shop today for the winter, and that means electric bikes will not be available for riding until it reopens in mid-March. B-Cycle says more stations are coming in 2023, so stay tuned for those updates and new locations. The much-anticipated bus rapid transit system breaking ground today in Madison. Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway hosting the ceremony alongside federal, state, and other local officials. The initial corridor will run east-west through Madison's downtown and into the campus. Construction will begin next year with a targeted start date of fall 2024.
Congratulations in order for the more than 1,200 Madison College students. This evening's commencement ceremony taking place at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center. This year's commencement speaker, Lisa Linder, who is a returning adult student and mother of 4 kids. Well, over at April Air in Sun Prairie, the company is hosting dozens of kids to take part in some fun holiday activities. Today, they hosted a Santa's workshop party, allowing the kids to decorate cookies, make Christmas crafts, eat some pizza, and get a visit from Santa. Earlier this week, about 30 April Air employees also took part in a Christmas gift wrapping event, with those presents being handed out to kids in need this holiday season.
A new since 6 tonight, the Senate has passed a measure to fund the government for another week while lawmakers work to finish a full-year spending package before their holiday recess. After a 71-19 vote in the Senate, it now goes to the president's desk. House members passed it last night. Amid national security concerns, demands to ban using TikTok on state government devices are going viral across the nation.
Today, adding to a growing list, the governors of Georgia and New Hampshire said the social media platform cannot be used on devices controlled by their states. Skylar Henry reports.
Georgia and New Hampshire are the latest states to ban TikTok from government devices, saying the Chinese government may be able to tap into users' personal information. The app, which is owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, has more than 1 billion monthly users worldwide.
Your email address, there's your phone number, the Wi-Fi network you're connected with.
It's also manipulating what it is that you see. And the question is, for the national security professionals, do we want China determining what it is that we see here in America?
At least a dozen other governors have taken similar security steps with TikTok. On Capitol Hill, the Senate late Wednesday passed legislation aimed at banning TikTok from federal government devices.
If we could get some actual security guarantees, I think it'd be fine. But if they don't do that, this is really in Joe Biden's court.
I look at a lot of things that are happening that are national security threats, and TikTok could be one.
This week, Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio introduced a separate measure calling for TikTok to be outlawed from operating in the U.S. And earlier this month, FBI Director Chris Wray expressed concerns about the social media platform.
They also have the ability to collect data through it on users, which can be used for traditional espionage operations.
TikTok denies it shares data with the Chinese government, saying that the concerns driving these bans are largely fueled by misinformation about our company. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Other states that have issued bans include Alabama, Idaho, Iowa, Maryland, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, and Utah. The U.S. Armed Forces has also prohibited TikTok on military devices.
Well, how much will this snow last on into the weekend? Will we see more? Here's Julian Seawright with your complete First Warn forecast.
Well, we could see a couple of stray little showers, but it's nothing like we're going to see for the rest of tonight or what we saw yesterday. So this is what we're seeing for our weekend forecast. A quick little preview. Things are going to, well, I guess not. We're going to see for the weekend, though, it's going to be colder for us, and we will start to see some sunshine finally. By the time we get into Sunday, it has been 12 days since we've had sun for us here in southern Wisconsin. But taking a look at our surface map, this is the system that has just brought all kinds of activity across the United States. It's continuing to slowly move east, and with it, we do have a resurgence of another band of some light snowfall for us here in southern Wisconsin. So let's kind of take a look at where that is as of right now. Starting to enter in parts of Dane County. It's mainly just to the southwest of Madison, but we are going to look for it to start to collect a bit more as it continues to track east, but we're not looking for it to be nearly as heavy or even accumulate as much as it did earlier today. We're going to be looking at some light snowfall, maybe an inch when it's all said and done, but it's going to be multiple rounds of this light snow once we get into our Friday nights, and then heading into our Saturday morning. But this is what it's going to seem like around 1 o'clock. In 3 hours, we're looking for the southern parts of this system to start to fall apart just a bit before we'll start to see any kind of recollection of it going into our afternoon. So when you're heading out the door, one thing to note is that temperatures are going to be well below freezing. So anything that's on the ground that's rather wet, expect that to be freezing once you're heading out the door. So we could be seeing roadways that are going to be rather treacherous and just flat out not really the most favorable conditions for us if you're going to be walking the dog in the morning. Once we get into the afternoon, temperatures are going to be rather steady. They're not going to be moving much out of the middle to upper 20s throughout the course of the day. So it's going to be a cold one. We're looking for a couple more rounds of some light snow by the time we get into around 5 o'clock, and then around 8 o'clock, the snow is going to start to fall apart from southern Wisconsin. It's mainly going to be north of us, and that's really where we're going to see any kind of remembrance of any of this snowfall. Because once we get into Saturday, it's going to be very small pockets of it, and it's not really looking to interrupt any of our weekend plans here in Madison. But it's still going to be cold, and it's still going to be cloudy to start our weekend. Could see trace amounts of snowfall for us here in southern Wisconsin. Maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a half, but we're not looking to be more than that. Some localized areas could see a bit more, but mainly to the far northwest is where we're going to see any kind of real type of snow accumulation, like 4 to 6 or 2 to 4 type of ranges. But overall, here's a look at our 3 things we'll need to know. We're looking at light snowfall from tonight's going into our Friday nights and early into our Saturday morning. Cold temperatures are going to really be the headliners for us over the next few days because we're looking at 20s and teens and overnight single digits. And we're going to be watching for another system for next week, which could be bringing in more snow and hinder our travel going into the holiday weekend. Around Wednesday and Thursday, as of right now, is what we're going to be keeping our eye on for that next weather maker to be bringing in snow that will be measurable for the area. So here's a look at our 10-day forecast. Things are going to be into the 20s. It's going to be cold. And then next week, as we are leading our way into Christmas, the good news is for snow lovers, we have a pretty good shot at us seeing a white Christmas this year.
And coming up in sports, the Badgers needed a spark, and they got one from their freshman sharpshooter. The second half run that pushed UW past Lehigh is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stock up for the holidays this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee canned green beans, just 39 cents. And Hy-Vee corn, just 39 cents. Get up to 12 cans of Hy-Vee corn or green beans for your holiday recipes. Only 39 cents each, only at Hy-Vee.
Ready, Dad?
All charged up. This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer. Now choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order on select Ford vehicles. Lock in your rate and you're protected. I'm proud of you, kid. And that's how Ford is helping you shine bright. This season, get into a 2022 Explorer SUV with 2.9% financing for 60 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call right now to find out if you qualify.
Call 1-800-336-0524. 1-800-336-0524.
Many of us are feeling the economic crunch, and News 3 Now wants to help those who are in need this holiday season. News 3 Now and SSM Health presents the 12 Days of Giving.
Through the tremendous generosity of area businesses and volunteers, we want to make 12 wishes come true. If you're in need or know someone who is or may want to help make a wish come true, go to channel3000.com and fill out the application.
News 3 Now's 12 Days of Giving, presented by SSM Health.
Dashing to the Dells this winter can be so much fun. It's Ho Chunk Gaming's Sleigh Ride and Drive giveaway, where on Friday, December 30th, you can have a chance to win a brand new Yukon truck, along with $5 grand in cash and $750 in rewards play. Earn entries all month long and participate in these other great monthly promotions. A new Yukon truck could be your new sleigh this winter. It's the Sleigh Ride and Drive giveaway at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
Hi, I'm Gary Canulti, inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me May 2nd through the 12th as we tour Scotland and Northern Ireland. This trip is rich with history, exploring places like the Edinburgh Castle and the Titanic Belfast Museum. We'll also enjoy the gorgeous scenery and friendly people of these two unique countries. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information.
Get Hy-Vee's best deals of the year this Friday through Sunday. Get bacon for just $1.99. That's Hormel Black Label Bacon, just $1.99. And 10 Hy-Vee brats for just $10. Only $1 each and only at Hy-Vee.
After opening up Big Ten play with 2 straight wins, Wisconsin has to jump back into non-conference. And you could say focusing on a team you've never played before, well, it's never easy, especially during finals week. Mike Kelly serving as the game's honorary captain against Lehigh. Wisconsin didn't have the best first half, trailed by as many as 9, but Jordan Davis was a bright spot. That triple, one of 3 he drained in the first 20 minutes. Badgers trailed by 1 at the break, but got things going in the second. Max Klesmit drives and dishes to Stephen Crowell, who shows all they call him Big Steve. He finished with 15 points, and then the freshman took over. Connor Esigian splashes home the 3, his second in a span of 35 seconds. That sparked a 29-6 run, and Wisconsin takes down Lehigh 78-56 to move to 9-2 on the year. They're off until next Friday when they host Grambling State. Chris Jenny wants 3 things from his Edgerton girls basketball team: work hard, be a family, and keep it positive. And the latter might be the most important, because when it comes to critiquing the Crimson Tide, it's call up, not call out to Jenny.
Ready, go!
There's something building in Edgerton.
Go by her, Katie, go by her!
You can definitely see the shift in where the program is going.
And Chris Jenny is doing it with his team.
I think that's a big part of it. Families help each other be better and get better.
As a family.
We use that word every day at practice.
All right, here we go, go!
And what it really means is our kids want to sacrifice and play for each other.
Which is why when Jenny critiques the Crimson Tide's game...
Good, Jilly, way to get wide!
He calls it, instead of calling out, calling up. He's bringing something to our attention that we need to do better.
It's done with a positive spin.
What we want to do is make them understand that, hey, we are coaching you up because we care. We think you're a valuable piece of the program.
It was like a new way of thinking about it, because, you know, whenever you hear it, it's always like you're calling somebody out. And I think as soon as those words came out of Coach's mouth about calling up, I think it really changed about like how I looked at a lot of things.
And by just switching up one word.
If we think we're getting called out, then we feel badly, but they're not putting me down when I do something wrong. They're trying to show me how I can do it better, so it improves me, it improves the team.
Jenny's call-up conversation
keep going,
raises more than his team's play.
Once you get by her hip, keep going.
He's gonna call us up about, you know, not only like, oh, Shannon, you did this wrong. Like, he's gonna say, oh, you did this right. And a lot of times it's more rights than it is wrongs, and it's just, it really helps build your confidence.
Good, kill it, baseline.
Bucks taking on the Grizz in Memphis, and that pretty much sums up this one. First quarter, Giannis knocks down the fadeaway. He scored 19 tonight, but the Deer never led in this one. And Memphis has a guy named John Morant, and he's a magician on the court. Morant gets 2 + 1. Bucks lose by 41, 142 to 101. We're back after this.
If you blinked, you missed that entire...
Started saying one call, that's all, well over 20 years ago. Now everywhere I go, people say those words back to me. I'm grateful for that because it makes me feel part of something more important than just a law firm. Thank you for trusting us and for being our community.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know I am. I just want you to know I am.
I became an orthopedic surgeon for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons. To help you take walks again. to ease your pain,
to rebuild your strength.
and at every step along the way,
we take the time to answer all your questions.
We're here because we care.
We care about you.
You.
They care about me.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics, now offering robotic-assisted knee replacement.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To your big promotion.
And to your new house. I know.
What? I guess you had to move fast in this market.
Right? Best thing I did was get a pre-approval from Summit. Once I knew my budget, I only looked at homes I could make a serious offer on.
And how's construction going on your place?
1 month left.
Must be stressful.
Actually, no. I'm working with Summit too, and they've been great about answering all my questions and guiding me along. It's been easy.
Whether you're building or buying a home, Summit Credit Union is here to help.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Our secret? At SelectQuote, we aggressively comparison shop up to 10 highly rated companies to find you the company with the best rates. Why pay more? Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Your wedding day. Your love. Your style. Your celebration. Your wedding place. Discover the Madison Club, the city's premier wedding venue, featuring multiple unique spaces, stunning lake views, and award-winning cuisine. Inclusive packages now available.
Since Group has started in the 80s, we've been cheering on the true champions of Milwaukee, you and yours. We've been on this path together for 35 plus years. We've had your back from the jump. Let's keep rising together. One call, that's all.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Julian's here with a final check of the forecast.
Well, the good news is we'll have a little break of the activity that we've been seeing over the last couple once we get to Sunday and Monday. But we do have some opportunities to see some more snow next week, and the cold will be here by the time we get to Christmas.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.